What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Appreciate all the new viewers and subscribers. For those of y'all who don't know who I am, my name is Matt Downs. I own a company called Professional Welding and another company called Trick 10s. Welcome to episode 6 of my personal Stratos 486 SF. Man, this thing is so clean looking right now. I mean, look at this. Would you just look at it? Sick. I just had it completely professionally detailed inside and out. The whole polish and wax job. I mean, it's just immaculate. I'm so stoked about this. I'm not 100% sure that I can throw the wrap on here right now because my buddy that worked over at the wrap company is no longer there, and they were literally trying to give me a price tag that was half my budget. So this whole job cost me 400 bucks, and I think it's worth every penny because it looks like a new boat. I mean, I could not have asked for a better finish on it right now. I'm gonna give you all some more insight and views of this. Then I'm gonna pull this thing in the garage and I'm gonna start putting this thing together. This is the episode that you've been waiting for. It's the episode that I've been waiting for. Let's do it. Let's get back to work. Alright, so as you guys just saw, I got the entire boat detailed, polished and waxed. The thing looks killer. I mean, look at this thing. It's super dope. I am so happy with the way it turned out and stoked. It looks like a brand new boat. The guy that did this for me, his name is Austin. I met him on Facebook Marketplace. I buy and sell a ton of boat products and even boats all the time, and it's a perfect place to meet people. He's actually getting ready to move to Texas. He's got the next couple of weeks where he's trying to fill some time and make some extra money. So if any of the local guys are interested in getting their boats polished and waxed, hit me up. You can leave a comment here. I'll reach out to you and let you know how you can contact me. I'll put you in contact with him. But with that being said, there's a film on the entire boat. It's kind of like a white dust. I guess it's just like the wax that is left over from using the buffer on it. I need to wipe the entire boat down. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to install some of these pieces that I took off to make it easier to get it cleaned up, like these handles right here. So let's get back to work. All right, so I got the entire hull cleaned up. It was a lot of work, but now we are at the fun part. This is gonna be cool. I mean, it's still work, but at least it's a lot better work than cleaning and scraping glue. I'm getting ready to put these hatch doors in here. These things were powder coated and they look sick. It's gonna be so cool in here, especially when you open them and see the inside of them. It's all nice and neat and have decals and stuff. It's gonna be killer. So this hatch door, it has a hinge. It attaches right here on this side. It opens towards the outside of the boat. It's got a mirror image on the other side. So I set this piece in here just so that I can get an idea of the height difference between the deck and the actual lid itself. Because the transition from carpet to turf, it has its differences. Now the carpet wrapped around this little track right here and went up underneath of the lid. So it's not gonna do that with the turf. This is a little sample piece I got. Got dozens of these left over from jobs I've done. Obviously this is not the color we're putting in here, but I'm just using it as a height. So this is gonna stop something like that, you know, right on the edge of that roll. So when it's on the lid, same type of deal. So this whole area is gonna be exposed right here. This is about 3/4 of an inch gap right here. It's gonna create a nice little channel to wash any water or overspray that gets into the boat, back down into the floor and back out to the bilge pump. So that's why it was so important that I had to clean this area, because I don't want to look inside of here and see a bunch of glue and dirt and stuff. So I'm going to try to get these two lids installed, and then I'm going to work my way back. And then I'm going to start putting some of this turf in here. This is the part that I've been waiting for. Let's get back to work. All right, so I got the two front hatches installed and I cleaned the front deck off. I took all of this Orthodek black, blue, and white swirl out of the box. I laid it out in the driveway. I wanted it to sit in the sun because it had been rolled up in the box since I got it. Now I made a mistake. I should have taken this stuff out of the box the day I got it and inspected it from head to toe. Especially since last time I ordered from Orthodek, they sent me some swirl for the 1448 tracker that was terrible. I had to send it back. Unfortunately, it's the same scenario with this stuff. I am super heartbroken right now. I wanted to put this stuff in the boat. I was hoping to finish this thing up this weekend and get it ready to water test and come back and do some of the fine tuning later. I just wanted to put this stuff in, man. This is the most satisfying part of the entire build. And it sucks because you look at these sheets, they're not even the same color. I mean, this sheet is super dark right here. This sheet is super light. This is the best looking one out of all of them, and it's about 4 inches shorter than the rest of them. They actually have imperfections in the sheets too, like holes in them. It looked like somebody was just smoking a fat cigar and just ashed it on them in the factory or something. It looks like burn marks. You know, some of them are pretty good size too. It's just so frustrating because I want to finish this build and I wanted to get this stuff in the boat. I mean, the colorway is cool, but they don't match. I mean, look at these sheets. It has like a line through the middle where it's like split off, and I mean, especially this one, this is super white up here. It's almost like the grain changes directions in them. I was gonna try to make it work, even though the colorway doesn't perfectly line up, but there's so many imperfections and there's so many holes in it that are in the middle of the sheet. It's just not gonna work. I'm gonna have to take this stuff back. I'm gonna change gears on this video. I'm gonna start installing the transducer, getting all the batteries installed. I've got a radio that's gonna go in this thing. I'm gonna do whatever I can do so that hopefully this turf will get back to me as fast as possible and I can put this in the boat. Let's get back to work. All right, so I have two of these Garmin GT54 transducers, brand new. I just took it out of this red bubble wrap right here. So these were leftovers. I basically got these off of jobs where I installed the graphs onto customers' boats, and the graphs that they bought came with transducers, but I was just hooking it up to Panoptics and they already had transducers on the boat, or they had the 56 and they did not need the 54. So luckily I have two of these brand new. To me, it's not much difference in the 56 and the 54. From what I understand, the 56 can just read better on deeper depths, and I'm not going to be fishing in super deep water. I mean, maximum I probably fish is 30 to 40 feet. Majority of the time I'm going to be less than 30 feet. So I'm going to put this one on the transom. The other one I'm going to put up on the trolling motor, and then I'm going to network them together. So this one is pretty simple. It has a transom mount. It only fits on here one direction, just like that. You got 5 bolts that go in there, 2 in the bottom, 2 in the middle, 1 in the top. We're going to attach this. We're going to get it up here and get it spaced out where we want it. Sometimes this top one's a little hard to get the washer to drop in there, so I put it in upside down. Then we have our transom bracket. Pretty simple. Attaches to this piece with a through bolt. It's going to bolt onto the transom itself. It also has a little hook on here. You hook this cable up through to keep it nice and snug and tight up against the boat. I'm sure there's a lot of different ways to figure out where you want to put this. I like to have mine where it sits pretty much flush with the bottom of the hull, or maybe just a tad bit up, maybe a 1/4 inch or something. So I'm just getting a rough idea. I'm using this straight edge right here coming off. This thing has some play in the bracket, so I'm going to mark my 2 holes, and then we'll adjust it once we get it attached to the hull. If you use the mounting hardware that comes with it, it tells you to drill a 5/32 hole to start it out. They say to drill it 7/10 of an inch into it. Put a piece of tape onto the actual bit you're using. That way you don't go too deep. So we're going to do that. Alright, we're going to seal these holes up with this Loctite marine adhesive. Now usually I would use 3M, but I'm having a hard time finding it. It used to be a normal stock shelf item in Lowe's and Home Depot, but I don't know what's going on. But I can't find this stuff anywhere. The issue with this, it will work good, but this tube will dry out before I end up using it all. Whereas with the 3M, when you put the cap on it, the stuff usually lasts and it will actually be okay next time you go to use it. But that's all I could find. I'm just going to shoot a little dab up in the hole. Make sure you don't have your drill on drill. I'd like to turn this down about maybe 12. See how tight that is? You can always tighten it up more. Get both of these started. All right, now we got our hardware. Connect the transducer onto the mounting bracket. It goes one direction because this thing has a hexagon shaped head on it, and that holds the nut in place while you tighten it up. It's pretty self-explanatory. All right, we're going to check it again. Honestly, that's probably about where I want it. I don't want it to sit completely flush with the transom because it might cause this thing to fishtail or flare up. So I bring it up about 1/8 or 1/4 inch above the bottom of the transom. It should read perfectly fine like that. You do want this to be completely horizontal with the bottom of the hole though. pretty close. You don't want it to be kicked up or down. It could cause the readings to be off. Now we're going to hook this into the transom bracket. It's got a little groove for it. Snaps in. Then I'm going to route this right up here along this other cable that's up here. Get it into the transom, work it up to the console. There it is. We got it pulled up to the front. It's where our 73 SV is going to be sitting. All right, so I must say I'm pretty bummed about the way that this video took a change of direction as soon as I saw that turf. I mean, it really hurt my feelings and it made me unmotivated, but that's life. Shit happens. You got to roll with the punches. At least I did get the transducer mounted on the back of the boat and run up to the console. I do have another transducer right here. It's another GT54, brand new. And I also have the 106 SV Quick Connect cradle. I'm waiting on the 73 Quick Connect cradle that's going to mount at the console. And I'm also waiting on a power cable for that and this 106 and the connector cable. They should be delivered on Wednesday. So I'm hoping that I can get this turf back within a couple of days. I mean, it's Sunday, September 25th. So I'm hoping by Wednesday I'll have this new turf, Thursday at the latest. I want to get this stuff in the boat. If it comes midweek, I'll get the video wrapped up and I'll have it dropped by next weekend. In the meantime, I'm gonna get some of this other stuff installed. I'm waiting on a head unit also. I've got a head unit that's gonna be pairing up with these Boss speakers. They're 6.5-inch speakers. These things are pretty sick. It's the same ones I have in Neptune. They sound pretty good, and it does have lights in them. They got LED lights, they have a remote. It's changeable. They're pretty cool. So I'm gonna put those in. But I appreciate you guys watching. As always, hit that like and subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know what you think. I promise I'm gonna get this turf in the boat. I'll see y'all next time. I gotta get back to work.